my gosh, what would they think of you? She has the worst personality for this job. She is not right for this job, really. I don't know, hey, the way she dresses just doesn't work out. She's just such a horrible person. She never listens to anyone. She's always all about herself. I mean, creating a good perception is so important in your success story. It is all about how people perceive you. And if people perceive you in a good light, then you are A-okay, you are heading towards the right direction. But if you are not perceived in the right way, we've got some problems. So I've got 13 steps that can help you create better perception. You know what to do. You gotta keep on watching. That's what you gotta do. Hey Royal Family, my name is Roanna Moodley and this is your Monday edition on the front row. Thank you so much for making the time to watch this video. In today's video, we are talking about how you can create the best perception for yourself. Now, as you know, background information, I am a marketer by profession and that's my day job. So I kind of create perceptions for a living, create good perceptions for a living. Sometimes you don't have control over the bad perceptions, but anyway, any publicity is good publicity. Today I thought it was very important for me to talk about perception because we often forget about the fact that we are a brand. Roanna Moodley is a brand, and every time I step outside my house, I represent myself, and then I represent my family, and I represent the values that I have grown up with. But in order for me to continue that perception so that people will get buy into my personality, to get buy into my vibe, to get buy in whether it's career or personal, I need to always be creating a good perception. And sometimes we're human, we can fall short of those. So I'm going to take you through 13 steps that can help you with your perception. Let's go. The first thing you want to do is you want to embrace your personal style. I mean, if shorts and t-shirt is your signature look, then shorts and t-shirt is your signature look. If you're someone that loves to wear winged eyeliners, then that's your signature look. But whatever it is signature to you. So embracing your personal style also provides confidence in you. It is your brand CI or your brand corporate image, and it is just a signature of who you are. The second thing you want to do, which is possibly a very, very important step, is you want to practice being kind. Because if you practice being kind, it then becomes a habit. And if you have a habit of being a kind person, people start noticing. And when they start noticing, it creates a good perception of you. You are marketing yourself in a way that sees you in a good light, and people want to be around people that are good people. They want to be around people that are like-minded, and there are going to be some meanies out there. I mean, I am exposed to meanies all the time, but that doesn't stop you from being a kind person and being just true to that value, that core system that you're in. And if you're not a kind person, then you need to start being better, and we'll do a video on how to be kind. The next thing you want to do is you want to have good posture. Good posture speaks volumes for you. It is, I think, the first thing people see about you. How you walk, how you act, how you sit, how you look, whatever you do, it is what creates the perception about you. If you're all flumpy and hunched, then people tend to see you as someone that is not very confident. But if you're all about the confidence and you're showing it in your vibe, then people perceive you that way. Body language is such a fundamental tool in creating the right perception to the right audience. Of course, if you're chilling with your friends and you like laughing and you can like lean back and things, but if you're in a business setting, you've got to be a little bit more authoritative when you're presenting perhaps, or if you're in another social setting where you're trying to network, you have to make eye contact. There's so many things that you can do from a body image perspective that will help you to gain a better perception from the outside world. The next thing you want to do is you want to ask questions. When you meet someone for the first time, you don't know who they are. So always creating conversation that allows them to talk to you rather than you tell them about yourself is key. People love to talk about themselves, and you want to give them an opportunity to talk about themselves. Ain't nobody want to talk about you. Why you want to be all about yourself? Come on now. You want people to be able to come to you and ask you for advice. I often get people coming to me and telling me their personal stories and asking me for life tips. And that's only because I opened the door to that. I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to help them. And I genuinely care. But if I don't care, you'll probably know it. The next thing you want to do is you want to make eye contact. When you're talking to your friends or your colleagues or whoever it is, you want to look them in the eye and you want to talk to them directly because they want to know that you care about what they're saying. You're not like, I mean, come on, let's show some respect. Eye contact is key. It shows you're interested. It shows you're involved. It also creates a good perception for you because it shows that you care enough about the other person. It's all about the other person, really. For you to have good perception, the other person needs to think that you care about them. Simple, right? The next thing you want to do is you want to relax your body. If you want to have a confident vibe, you don't want to stand up like stiff and just be like a stiffy. Everybody is not going to take well to that. People are going to know. It's going to show that you're not oozing confidence. It's going to show that you're not comfortable in your own skin. And if you're not comfortable in your own skin, how can you be confident with somebody else? It now becomes really, really difficult. And people can spot that like that. So you got to be cool, collected, be comfortable with who you are, be comfortable with your surroundings. Now, sometimes you can be in a situation where you're sitting around people and it is the most uncomfortable thing. I've been there where you're networking and you're like, these people are not vibing with me. But you can act like you are confident and you are comfortable and you are thriving. And eventually, it will all smoothen out. I once had to cover an event and I met gorgeous, beautiful models. It was just the most insecure thing for me because all of them were towering over me. They were all slender. They were all just absolutely gorgeous. And here I was frumping around trying to cover the event. You know, they say just try, and I put on my best foot and I tried to act as if I was the ish. And eventually, as the hours went by, I realized that I was so comfortable. These people were so cool as well. They were so welcoming to me. And it didn't matter what their profession was. All that matters was that I could do it in the skin that I was in. And I soon learned how to be confident. The next time I covered an event, it didn't seem so daunting anymore because I had just decided to start feeling comfortable in my own body. It works. It's a winning formula. Number 7, you want to affirm to yourself, I matter. It is so important. I say this in almost all my videos, to sit and tell yourself, I matter. I am worthy. I am capable. I am perceived well by people. And if you affirm that to yourself, you're putting it out there in the universe. The universe will make that happen for you. The law of attraction. And you are convincing your inner being, your cells, your veins, your bloodstream to understand that this is what you deserve. Step number 8, showing up. It's so important to show up. There are numerous occasions that I have not wanted to be at, especially when it was networking events, work events. You just don't want to be it. It's something that you're uncomfortable. You can't do anything. You have to be on your best behavior. You're putting on a front. You're creating a perception. If you don't show up, you ain't going to have time to network with people. You're not going to be able to show people who you are. You're not going to be able to market your brand, market yourself. So if you show up, things will fall in place. Even if you don't like it, you can just act like you want to be there. Network with the right people, speak to the right people, show off your presence, and thus creating a good perception. Step number 9, fill your brain with positive thoughts. The moment you decide that you want to create a good perception about yourself, suddenly you'll start thinking about the reasons why people shouldn't perceive you well. And sometimes you'll start acting out in a way that will result in you getting a negative perception. Always rewire yourself. Bring back the positive vibes. So always try and be aware of what you're feeding your inner being and what you're feeding your inner thoughts, because it does impact you immensely, because you cannot move forward in life if you're going to come from a negative space. So creating a positive sort of bubble around you, so no matter what happens around you, it doesn't affect you, is so important for you to create a good perception of yourself. And also, when you're exuding positivity and you're spreading positive thoughts, people see that. People gravitate to that. And those that are not like-minded as you, that's okay. You don't need that toxicity in your life. Like, go away. The next step is to truly listen to what people are saying and really take it in. We often find ourselves so busy with life that we don't listen to what other people say. I do this often as well, and then I got to tell myself, hold up, listen to what this person has to say, because they matter. And the more you do it and the more intense you get into it, your perception, the perception of you is seen in a positive light, because people see that you care, you care enough for them, you worry for their needs, and they gravitate towards people like that. People want to feel wanted, they want to feel heard, and they want to know that you are there for them in some way. And if they feel that you are listening and you are hearing them out, so the best way to do that is to often like interrupt them while they're talking and to ask them a question and validate it. So then they're like, oh yes, and then they validate it, and then they know that you're listening and you want to get the right facts. And just be so engaged, but you don't have to fake it, because if you're not engaged, then tell them, look, I'm not going to give you 100% of my attention now. Can we speak at a different time? But if they're going to talk to you at that moment and you are giving them the attention, then give them the attention. It's about just being present in that moment and truly being true to that person and to yourself. Step number 11, take up space. Take up space. This is something that is so important. When you walk into the room, how loud are you? I'm not talking about volume, because you can be an introverted person and take up space. I'm talking about how magnetic are you? What vibe do you roll with? Are you the life of the party? Are you the person that people want to see? Are you what type of vibe do you come with? Take up space. Don't be a little blip in the corner. Be someone of worth and magnitude that people want to be around. That is creating a good perception of yourself. You don't have to necessarily be extroverted like myself. You can be very introverted but still play a pivotal role in other people's lives, and you can still play a pivotal role in society or the environment that you are in, just by being that person that takes up the space in a positive way, thus creating the best perception ever. And there's so many ways you can do that. Step number 12, be charismatic. Smile, acknowledge, laugh at jokes, be engaging, be charismatic, have personality, have this vibe about you. I'm talking like when someone says a joke, laugh. Don't be like, and don't have a sour prune face. You know, the older generation in the brown community often say like, whatever's in your heart will show in your face. I think there's truth to that. I find that all the toxic people that I see or that I meet are often have like a very miserable prune looking face, and they're not nice people. So when you clean up the inside, it shows on the outside. And the last step is decide how you'd like to define yourself. All you have to do is pick 3 adjectives that defines you and stick to it. Because when you decide what those 3 adjectives are about you, then it will create the whole persona that you want of yourself. It will create the perception of you. I am caring, I am motivational, and I am beautiful. Those are the 3 things I chose for myself. And that is what I want to exude, and that is what I want to be. I want to be beautiful inside and out. I want to exude positivity. Whatever it is for you, decide what those 3 adjectives are and make it your own, and you will create the best perception for yourself. And stick to it, because this is a plan that is long term. This is your marketing idea, your marketing strategy for yourself, so that the perception is created in the mind of your customer. Remember that you are worthy and you are capable and you are damn fine. So do like and comment on this video if you thought that you took away some good stuff from it. And if you haven't by now, do click that subscribe button, because you know that it does help me tremendously. And I guess keep it royal, and I'll catch you on the next video. Ciao.